It is Friday, April 3rd. Let's talk PlayStation. So I think the best way to kick this thing off is with some little April Fool's shenanigans. Sony, of course, was a part of April Fool's this year, showing off PlayStation Flow, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Your typical April Fool's tech joke where it's, you know, a fake product announcement that's not actually real. It's so ridiculous that you know right off the bat it's not real. It's like this apparent accessory you put on where you can swim in water in terms of gameplay, and there's also a little heating pad where you can heat up and everything so you're all dry after you're done gaming and you can swim wherever you want. It's completely fucking ridiculous, but if you want to see that, I suggest you check it out because it is kind of silly and funny if you're into that stuff. But it seems like it's April Fool's, like every year is kind of like losing its taste because it's the same thing every year. It's just major corporations announcing things that aren't real, but PlayStation did it, so go check that out. So let's talk about some limited edition PlayStation 4s, specifically Batman Arkham Knight. It was just announced, a special edition PS4. It's all silvery looking on the faceplate. Got some imagery there of the game. Looks really cool. I would buy this thing just for the damn box. The box itself alone looks really awesome with, like, you know, it's all blacked out, got Batman on it, like, just looks really... the box just looks totally cool, but the system is cool too. It's going to be $450. If you don't want that and you just want the game in a PS4, you can also get a regular jet black PlayStation 4 with the game itself too. So be on the lookout for that. So if you have not kept up, we talked about this a long time ago when we kind of gave you the date on when it was ending, but PlayStation Home has officially ended. It's over, it's closed, you can't go on it anymore. If you want to go on there and plop down some bubble machines, you pretty much can't do that. So PlayStation Home's done. Interesting idea from Sony. A lot of people consider it a failure, and it kind of essentially is a failure because it really wasn't talked about that much. But the one thing people seem to overlook about PlayStation Home is that it actually made Sony millions of dollars in e-commerce. A lot of digital goods on that platform. A lot of people were really hardcore fans of that service. People apparently would meet up from that thing, and they got married eventually in real life and everything. Longtime friends and everything, all that, you know, sort of jazz. But you know, socially it seems like it's a failure for a lot of people, the general consumer and everything, but it did make a lot of money for Sony. Either way, it's done. I don't see Sony bringing anything like that back anytime soon. It seemed like it was an experiment throughout its entire life, really, because every time you logged into that thing, it always said it was a beta. I actually don't know for a fact if it ever came out of beta, but there were a lot of, I think there was one or two developers that notably made a lot of digital goods and games on there that did really well. Apparently they kept pushing to support Home, and Sony wasn't really giving them the support and everything. It was one of those things that was doomed to kind of fail, like, when you see that Sony didn't really make that grand push once they finally had the thing out and on the market and everything. But either way, PlayStation Home is done, so your dreams of dropping bubble machines are now over. I still miss, the one thing I miss about Home is in the original Home, the original Plaza, you go to the music area, and the only song that everyone would vote on is that one song. It was like Swing House or something, and everyone's just like doing all the, you know, like the old man and everything, and it's just, those are my only memories about Home, and that was back when it launched, so I never really did anything else with it afterwards. But I was gonna do like a video on it at some point a few years ago, but now I cannot do that anymore, so oh well. If you haven't noticed, in the back over there, which you can't really see because there's like a news story right here that's telling you already, Spotify now available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Totally awesome on PS4 at least. You can use it, in-game music and everything. Works great. It keeps the SFX, like sound effects of games, but just drops in your music. Your playlists and everything. You don't need a premium account to, you know, use it. You don't need PlayStation Plus to use it, but if you have a premium account, you get all the benefits, like no advertisements and stuff like that. But it's cool to see Sony finally getting their shit on track in terms of, you know, multimedia features. Now I just want the PS4 to allow me to locally save stuff to the hard drive, which I still can't do, but they're in the right direction. So pretty much the only interesting news story that happened this past week, which just happened like 24 hours ago, is that Sony announced that they had acquired Onlive streaming, the Onlive platform. If you don't know what Onlive is, it's been around for a few years now. It's a platform, you know, you can use stream games on your PC to tablets and everything. It was kind of like one of those early initiatives of of streaming games. Didn't really do all that well. Had a couple of troubles. I think there was a couple of problems with like employees not getting paid or something. The business wasn't turning in money or whatever. Blah 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 blah. All that good stuff. But essentially, Sony has acquired all the patents to the company for an undisclosed amount of money. I would assume they also acquired some talent at the company. Not that people are going to get laid off, but the company is actually going to be getting shut down. So Sony basically acquired Onlive. Now Onlive is going to be getting like closed at some point soon. So people that are subscribed to it right now, actually, they're not going to get their like subscription renewed. And if they bought if they renewed their subscription, like, you know, like March 28th, I think it said, they're going to get refunded and everything, because effectively the service is going to be closed down. But this is kind of an obvious move, not necessarily obvious in the sense that I saw Sony doing it, but it's obvious as to why they did do it, which is that Sony's got PlayStation Now, so they are doing streaming stuff. And they want all the, you know, the talent and the patents associated with that, all the technologies that Onlive has. It seems pretty obvious. At least the interesting thing is that, you know, I didn't see this coming. A lot of people probably didn't see this coming. But I guess it shows Sony's commitment to streaming games, which is, you know, funny, because we just had last week's episode talking about like what would the future of consoles be, and I said that it's not entirely, you know, unbelievable to think that consoles may turn into some sort of platform like how, you know, phones come out every year or so, whereas, you know, apps are always going to work on a phone. It's just, you know, apps will only work as good as how powerful your phone is. So consoles, in a sense, turn kind of into like phones or PCs, where one console is going to play a bunch of games, but you need a really updated, yearly released console to play a really good looking game. So I thought, you know, that's certainly feasible, but this kind of shows Sony's commitment to going into the streaming direction, because we do know that they have PlayStation Now. They want to stream PlayStation 3 games to everywhere. They know we know that they want to get legacy PlayStation games on there. So PS1, PS2, possibly PSP, maybe PS Vita games. You know, you don't know what they have in store, but what is evident is that they do have something in store. They definitely are committed to streaming games. I don't know, you know, we don't know how good PlayStation Now is doing in terms of like sales for Sony, if a lot of people are using the service, if there's a lot of subscribers on the service. I doubt there aren't that many, but, you know, we can definitely see that Sony's interest in there is strong. That's pretty much it for this week. There really wasn't a whole lot going on, other than all the April Fool's jokes going around. A new episode of Ryan on Gaming is up. It's about backwards compatibility, what happened to it, why is backwards compatibility gone for consoles, or at least, you know, PS4, X1, we all know Wii U has it, but it's a good topic. A lot of people want to know what's going on with that, so check that video out, and you can expect a new video, a new Ryan on Gaming topic next week. Keep submitting topics, because I'm still doing all of them. Keep in mind, if you submitted a topic and I told you that I'm doing it, I probably have done it already. I've recorded a bunch of them. It's just like, I can't release them like every, you know, how many days, or at least it's convenient to do it every week. I'll figure out a whole new sort of video schedule. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so just keep your eyes peeled. And after you're done peeling your eyes, I guess just keep checking your YouTube subscription box and stuff like that, because you'll probably see me in there. Anyway, that's about it for this episode of Let's Talk PlayStation. I'm Ryan Badecki. Thank you so much for talking with me. I'll see you guys all next Friday. Chain swing, bend over and lean, and let your chain swing, bend over.